A frustrated TNA locker room protests the firing of Scott DAmore. Plus, an ex-WWE star is making their TNA in-ring debut and a major WWE star contract update. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. So we heard just last week that Scott DAmore is done with TNA. He was terminated from his role of TNA president by Anthem as part of a shakeup of how Anthem and TNA integrate. And in news broken by Fightful Select, the TNA locker room have united in protest of the firing of Scott DAmore in possibly the most British way possible, a strongly worded letter. All jokes aside, this is quite an important piece. Very rare do you have an entire roster come together to go, we want to dispute this in a very formal manner. The letter talks about upset behind the scenes caused by the firing of Scott DAmore, particularly since his replacement, Anthony Ciccione, has no prior wrestling experience. Mounting frustrations led to this formal letter being sent to Len Asper, the CEO of Anthem.
Yes, in the letter, the TNA roster expressed their sadness and frustration that Scott DAmore was fired from the company, citing him as a brilliant wrestling mind and a trusted friend, teacher, advisor, and mentor. Whilst they show their appreciation for all that Len and Anthem have done for them and the company, they reiterate that having a wrestling person leading the company is the right way to go, the best possible person for this role obviously being Scott DAmore.
Now the letter concludes by saying, it remains our hope and desire that everyone can set aside the past few days and any hurt feelings or unkind words that may have been exchanged and meet to discuss a path forward that preserves the TNA/Impact family we hold so dearly. We remain steadfast and hopeful that this letter can be a first step to opening and keeping open productive lines of communication to ensure the TNA Impact family continues to be a wonderful, unique place to work for years to come. We ask and implore you both to come together and create a resolution that will reunite this family once again. We look forward to hearing from you and continuing this dialogue.
Yeah, Fightful Select also add those that we've spoken to have actually spoke well of Anthony Ciccione as a person, but there were concerns about his lack of experience connected to wrestling. We're told the closest he has to wrestling knowledge was helping WWE with The Score when he ran that channel. At time of recording, Len, Anthony, or Anthem have replied formally to this letter.
Oh, sorry, I should have said they have not formally. That's my
bad.
I wrote that down. They haven't formally replied to the letter yet, and obviously when they do, or when we know more about it, we'll let you know more at cultaholic.com. Staying with TNA, they've announced 2 more matches for No Surrender next Friday. It's a bit of a gift for wrestling fans because No Surrender starts next Friday at 8 p.m.
Yep.
And then you've got at 4 a.m. WWE Elimination Chamber. Or is that on the Sunday?
What? Elimination Chamber? Or...
Would it fall on the Sunday?
Well, I guess it would, wouldn't it, really? I don't know.
Time is a construct of human perception. Either way, it's a busy weekend of wrestling. 2 more matches announced for TNA No Surrender this weekend. A best of 3 for the TNA tag titles has come at an impasse. It is 1 to the GYV and 1 to ABC. They will conclude their series at No Surrender. They've had some bangers.
They've been really good. I actually caught up with this because I was like, those 2 teams are some of my favourite teams out there at the moment, and the fact that they're going in a best of 3, oh my goodness gracious me. The final one of it all has got to be something. They'll pull something special out the bag for sure.
Also, following his surprise debut and his shock attack on Josh Alexander, we will see Alexander facing Simon Gotch next Friday, formerly of the Vaudevillains.
I was going to say, I haven't really followed too much his stuff outside of, obviously him being in the Vaudevillains, and we were talking about it downstairs. I was like, that genuinely was a shock to me. I was like, oh, I'm excited to see what happens though.
Yeah, Simon Gotch, he was known as Simon Grimm for a while as well. He and Josh Alexander should have a fun match. And it's interesting that obviously you've got the former Aiden English on commentary.
Oh, could something happen there?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Also confirmed for No Surrender, PCO is facing Con. They're just going to bang heads for a bit.
They are. We've also got the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, Decay versus MK Ultra.
TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace, she puts it on the line against Giselle Shaw.
Ooh, X-Division Champion Chris Sabin will go up against that lovely man Mustafa Ali.
TNA World Champion Moose, he puts it up against Alex Shelley in a No Surrender match. Both guys have two corner guys. They can't submit Alex Shelley or Moose, but their corner people can.
Oh,
that's the rules.
Shenanigans.
Whoever throws in the towel costs their guy the match. I'm intrigued to see how that one plays out.
Me too.
Mustafa Ali and Chris Sabin should have a banger.
That is going to be amazing. And I'm so excited to see Mustafa Ali back again as well on the screens, doing some good wrestles.
He's not the only former WWE guy that is going to be making a TNA debut. This one happening before No Surrender.
Yeah, so the former Dana Brooke, now under the name, obviously, Ash by Elegance, will make her TNA in-ring debut on Impact next week. We first saw Ash in the crowd at Hard to Kill, but this will be her first match in an Impact ring.
In the comment section under one of our videos, I saw somebody call her Ashby de la Zooch, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Ashby de la Zooch?
Ashby de la Zooch, it's a place.
Oh, is it?
It's a real place.
Okay.
Get it on Google Maps behind us.
That's
there it
really
is.
good.
There's Ashby de la Zooch. And that is her name from now on. We'll end on a bit of news regarding a WWE star whose future in the company has had a question mark over it. We're talking Drew McIntyre. Now, PW Insider followed up with a follow-up report from PW Insider, I should say. Fightful Select has given a few more details on the WWE future of Drew McIntyre. They say we've confirmed that McIntyre's deal with WWE now extends past WrestleMania. It was set to expire in, on, or around Mania. It now goes beyond it, and some injury time and some inactivity time has been added to the deal in order to get it there. Sources near McIntyre claim that there have been conversations between the two sides, and it appears as if they want to get a deal done. However, they also claim that one isn't done in place and that nothing has changed on that front. WWE sources indicated that McIntyre was well respected in the company, both by talent and staff for his work, as well as media and community event scheduling. He is certainly a company guy in that regard.
Yeah, for sure. Now, McIntyre was actually asked about his contract status by West Sport, and he said, I can't talk about that. I'll just let the internet talk about it. I'll just keep watching. It's interesting. I'm not the only one that has a contract in WWE. It's just interesting that it seems to be mine that is on there every week for a year. And I guess it's obviously, that's due to the fact that we were hearing about frustrations and stuff, maybe not knowing, he not knowing what he was going to do character-wise, maybe, or what WWE was going to present him character-wise. And then obviously, you know, we got the stuff with the Intercontinental Championship, which was really fun. That match at WrestleMania was a banger. And now we've had the character turn, this justified heel who's just leaning into being a bit more of an arsehole. And I think it suits him so well at this point. And I feel like there must be something good in Drew's future in terms of world championships. I feel like, at least, anyway. Well,
we know as well that he's been confirmed for a live event in Italy, so there is hope that he's going to stick around, and as you say, like a world championship run for Drew. He's made himself. And the reason that we talk about you a lot, Drew, I know you watch. The reason we talk about you a lot is because we love you.
We do.
You're brilliant. Like, honestly, a real cornerstone of what WWE is about is what Drew McIntyre did. You know, we often cite during the pandemic how Drew McIntyre put the company on his back and carried it through the most difficult time, not just in wrestling, but in the wider world. And he did it with style and grace and decorum. And I'd be sad to see him go elsewhere when he's on such a roll. I'd love to see him find a way that he pushes his name into the midst of this Rock, Roman, Cody, Seth thing. Like, anyone deserves that. It should be Drew. That's why we talk about you a lot, because we like you.
We do. We love you.
We love you really, Drew. And we'll have more wrestling news throughout the day. Maybe more Drew McIntyre news at Cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you. Bye.